I'm Monica Kalusik with Grady News Source, and I'm here wrapping up day 2 of SEC Media Days. Texas A&M kicked off the morning with talk about none other than Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Mr. Johnny.
Johnny Manziel.
Wish you guys would care more about me.
You know, he's made some poor decisions. He's made some good decisions. Some things that he's proud of. Some things he's not so proud of. And that's what growing up is all about.
I just call him Johnny J. He's smooth, Johnny J. Man, he just like to enjoy everything. Man, he cool, real chill.
He's a great teammate, great leader on the field. I know he's going to be ready when the season comes around, and I trust Coach Sumlin and his leadership on the team and how he'll handle those things.
The foremost, I'd have to say Johnny's a great person. Behind the scenes, he's a very humble guy, hardworking guy. And
I'm learning from it every day. Continuing, there's situations that happen that you learn from. Shy away from. I used to be a person that watched SportsCenter every day. I watch ESPN all day, every day, and kind of shied away from that now.
Kentucky followed A&M, and players had a lot to say about new head coach Mark Stoops.
A lot more aggressive. He's a lot more aggressive-minded, and practices a lot more. I feel like they're intense. They were intense with Coach Phillips, but I feel like Coach, he wants us to let loose. You know.
I love it, honestly. Just to have a head coach to talk defense with is certainly a different aspect when your head coach is sitting in on defensive meetings. So
just because I'm the head coach now does not make me an expert on offense. You know, maybe after a few years of really studying it. But
first it didn't because I didn't know who he was, and so I had to Google him and find out who he was. And once I found out, people started talking about it. I was like, okay, this is a pretty guy that got a pretty good background on him. So
Mississippi State's head coach Dan Mullen discussed changes in college football as well as job security in the SEC.
The one thing I want to be careful of is not to change college football too much, because the traditions that are college football are what makes it special. I mean, you go to those bowl games, you know, and if you've never been inside a locker room on a bowl game and look at a senior class of guys there where you have 22 seniors, of which, you know, 18 of them probably just played their last football game, and they did it on New Year's Day holding a trophy up over their head, and you tell me that that is not an educational experience that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives? You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what college football is.
You can. Being an SEC head coach and job security, I guess, don't go hand in hand. I'm amazed that here's year 5 and I'm still here. My 5th media days. Hopefully I can make it to 6.
Tennessee players offered some comedic relief in the middle of the day while talking about new head coach Butch Jones as well as the changes that they made in the weight room.
I was just glad to actually have a coach come in, and then the way that Coach Jones came in, it made it special. And ever since then, it's been special. So we're so glad to have him.
I wish I had more years under him. You know, I feel like he's going to get Tennessee back to where it needs to be, and he's already starting off good.
I'm so excited to have Coach Jones and the staff. They're really, really, really great coaches, and not just great coaches, good people.
As I've dropped weight, you know, we've moved to a spread offense. Last year I played at 330. Now I'm down to about a good 317, 318. So, you know, just continuing to drop my weight to get implemented into this spread offense.
Like, my body has changed a lot. I'm more cut. You can't see right now, but you will whenever I get my uniform.
In a month and a half, we dropped 260 pounds of body fat as a football team and gained 220 pounds of muscle mass. So
Auburn players also discussed the changes that they made for a faster-paced offense.
You know, what I like best about it is the pace. I've never been in a no-huddle type of offense. I'm used to always going back to the line of scrimmage, having time to regain my thoughts, hearing the play from the quarterback. And it was a shock to me when spring started, getting the play from the sideline and just the speed that they want us to play.
This is the most fun I've ever had in summer workouts I ever had in my life.
We believe in running our offense at a fast pace. Our goal is to play faster than anybody in the country. And
Arkansas's new head coach, Brett Bielema, wrapped up the day talking about social media while his players talked about his new presence.
I just kind of, said, hey, I'm not going to cancel social media. Just understand everything you tweet, you should read to your mother. You should read it to your girlfriend's mother if you're going to tweet about her. Anything and everything in today's world is out there for the open. I can direct message and have a conversation with them, just like texting. The NCAA hadn't caught on that direct messaging is really texting, but we'll keep that to ourselves.
It's good. It's a good way for the fans to connect to the program. Obviously, you don't want to shut your fan base out, because if that happens, then it can be negative on your program.
It is. Coach Bielema is bringing change. He has a terminology he says is be 1-0 every day. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Just focus on what's in front of you, and that's what we're going to try to do in camp, going into camp, and take one game at a time going into the season.
I think this past spring was our first stable, setting in a while. We knew.
Tomorrow is sure to be the biggest day of the press conference with LSU, Alabama, UGA, and Vanderbilt. Be sure to check back in with us here at Grady News Source. I'm Monica Kalusik.